Nisha Lott of Lucy Lou's Miracle Drops. Okay. And she has blown into the market. And we were sitting here, she was telling me, we're not live. I am looking into the wrong camera, aren't I? On that camera. Because I'm just talking into that camera just as hard as I want to. Okay, go ahead. That's okay. I'm right here, y'all. What's up? I said all of that. Disregard all of that. It's a good thing that this is a practice run. Okay. This is what happens when you're behind the scenes. Anyway, we are going to be getting started here in about another 5 minutes. So if you have not already, go and invite a friend, like and share this video, share us. Every share matters. I just heard that this week. Every share matters. So go ahead, go tell somebody, tell them to come on and come sit in on this magnificent conversation that we are getting ready to have. And y'all say hi to Tanisha. And I want you all to be very kind to her tonight, okay? With your questions, but go ahead and start dropping them in. But she's a little nervous. But don't she look cute? Don't she look cute? Don't she look cute? Thank you. And guess who else we have on set on tonight? Come on. Come on, Touch by Coco Bella. Touch by Coco Bella is in the house. Come on, Touch by Coco Bella. Hey, my girl is in the house. Come on, right here, Tasha. Right here. Come on, get in right here.
Hello, everybody.
This is another business owner. We have been celebrating small business owners all month long. And Touched by Coco Bella is like the makeup artist here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. She has been featured in all sorts of magazines, on television shows, modeling. You just finished a big modeling gig.
For a designer.
I mean, go and check her out. www.touchedbycocobella.com. Okay. And support your small businesses.
I paint with love.
She does. She paint with love. Because her shirts too. And she really does. Okay. Anyway, so I'm excited. We're getting ready to get started. Are you excited?
I am.
You gonna say anything? This is just behind the scenes. So this is just behind the scenes. You ain't, just say whatever you want to say.
I'm just ready to tell my story. Tell y'all about this journey.
Yeah, go ahead. Getting ready to start a great show.
I've been accepted. Arrive on the land with the message. Oh, that's a blessing. Citizenship in heaven. You want to see some progression? Carry your cross, no necklace. Oh, gonna upset the world. Enemy want to eject us. See my complexion, God reflecting. What you expected? We got the energy, building integrity. Give me a second. I feel a way coming on.
if the only limits you have are the limits you place on yourself? And if by changing what you see, you can change what you get? I am Shantae, the host of Next Level Conversations, and together we explore the impact of trauma on our daily lives. We have had the most amazing time honoring small business owners and going behind the scenes to give you a peek into the entrepreneur's journey. The mindset of these business owners is fascinating, and the practical tips that we learn about their journey has helped us elevate not just our business, but also our daily lives. Tonight, we are taking the limits off. My guest this evening is the CEO and creator of Lucy Lou's Miracle Drops, a hair and growth oil that is exploding into the market and helping so many people. What started as a way to help her daughter has turned into a business even she couldn't have imagined. And she is here tonight to talk with us about her journey and share some tips on how you can create a vision that defies limitations. Help me welcome Miss Tanisha Lott. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. I always say thank you for saying yes, because I asked and you said yes. And you didn't have to. And I appreciate you so much for coming by and sharing I would say couch, but sharing the chair with me and talking to us. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well.
Good, good, good. So let's get right on into it. I always like to know, because I believe that every hero, and believe it, you are a hero. Every hero starts with a story. Their journey starts with something that got them from where they are to where they are today. How did you get here?
Well, well, I would say, how did I get here? First, by the grace of God.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, by the grace of God, I am where I am today.
Mhm.
But I can definitely say it didn't happen overnight.
Mhm.
This journey started with my daughter. Like you said before, she experienced major hair loss at a very young age. And I was working so much at the time, a 9 to 5.
Uh-huh.
And at that time, I was working so much that I didn't even actually know that she had lost all her hair.
Really?
Yeah, one day I don't know, I think I walked by the bathroom and I was just like, what happened?
Hair was just everywhere, or
No,
you just saw her? She was just.
Yeah, just I finally saw her hair because she would like put bonnets and stuff like that on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it just yeah. So it literally broke me down when I saw the way her head looked at.
Really?
Yeah. She was taking a lot of medications. I don't know if the medications brought it out. We really don't know, but she lost a lot of hair. And kids are cruel. So I just started praying that God would help me help her. And the ingredients to the oil actually came in a dream.
Really?
Yeah.
So you walk by the bathroom, you see your daughter, no hair, and you start talking to God, and in a dream, He gives you.
Yes.
The word of God. People don't believe this, but God said that He would guide us. He would literally guide us. And so, what happened?
Well, I had always been into natural herbs and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So, I just basically started putting together, like I call it the lab. I would get in the kitchen and first I started ordering the stuff that, came to me in a dream. I just basically started getting in the lab, just mixing stuff up, just different stuff up. And me and my daughter started, giving it to her to put on her hair. And she started seeing like results within I think it was under 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah. And it was doing so well for her. She was like, "Mom, I think you need to sell this stuff." So we didn't start off selling it. We just started off just giving it to people.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, try this and see, how it worked. And it just took off from there.
So let me rewind back to this dream a little bit. Can you tell me about the dream that you had?
Sure. I remember me and my husband, we were sitting watching a TV show. I can't remember what it was, but this was right after I had the dream. It was just like different stuff came in a dream.
Mhm.
And then one of my older daughter, she was like, Mom, she had a dream about some coconuts. And it's amazing. One of the coconuts is one of the oils that I use in my one of the ingredients that I use in my oil.
Mhm.
So with that, along with the dream that that I had, I just started mixing up some stuff. And like I said, I was me and my husband, we were watching TV one day, and I can't remember. He's always like into Law and Order and stuff like that. And this guy on there, some kind of way, he was talking about an herb from Honduras, and I was like, it was just amazing how all the stuff was coming in, around the same time.
So in your dream, God gave you the herb from Honduras too?
No, I didn't know about that Pacific herb. In the dream, it was just different herbs that,
You start putting
and
it
then
in.
with that, along with my daughter, telling me about the coconut,
Uh-huh.
and it just, came together.
You just start seeing like,
Right.
okay,
Yeah.
well, let me
Let me try
this.
Yeah. And like I said, it worked. It actually, my daughter started seeing results like after 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
And how did her confidence change?
It changed a lot because, like I say, kids nowadays, well, some kids are so cruel. So that's the reason why I knew I had to help her. I didn't want her being teased, even though, she didn't ever wear her hair like that to school. But I can just only imagine her looking in the mirror like, you know, so
Just not seeing, not and her confidence, just her
right.
self-confidence being going down. Did you start seeing her confidence start to build as her hair started to grow?
Yeah, because she was super excited. I'm telling you, she was like, well, this stuff is good. We can probably help some. I mean, she was like, I know other people having problems like this. We could probably sell this stuff,
Wow.
So that's pretty much how it started.
And so what did you do after you got everything together? Like, how did you even know what the next step was to take?
Well, I'm going to tell you, honestly, I've learned that it's a journey. And when God is involved, he'll send the right people in your life. Because
Yes, he will.
I can definitely say within 4 months, I had my products in stores.
Wow, really?
Yeah, within 4 months. That's how fast it was growing. I was just basically, and I just stepped out. One day I was laying in my bed and God said, get up and go to this specific beauty supply, which is called the Hair Depot. I got up, I went, and first I just laid there and God said, you're going to get up there and go to the Hair Depot. So I got up, put my clothes on and went up there to the Hair Depot. The manager was there and I was just telling him, hey, I have this hair growth oil, it's doing this and that. And he was like, well, yeah, I want to have it in my store.
Wow.
Yeah. So from there, a few days, or I can't remember, a few weeks later, I went over to Ann's and did the exact same thing. Everywhere that God led me, no one turned me down. Yeah.
Okay, so because a lot of people have a hard time recognizing God's voice in their life. How did you know that God was leading you?
What I've learned is that you just have to be still. A lot of times we can't hear God's voice because we're not still enough. We're not listening. We're too busy doing other stuff or, whatever it is. But when you just take time and you pray and listen, he'll make it plain and simple.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but you're working a full-time job at this time, or are you not?
Well, no, let's just go back. So when I found out my daughter hair had, it was in the shape that it was, I think probably within a couple of weeks, I was actually working a 9 to 5, but unfortunately I was like placed under this investigation, so what happened was God set me at home so that, keep in mind, I was always a person to work. I would work 16 hours a day. I know it wasn't healthy, but hey, I was doing it. But God had to put me in a situation to sit me down, and not only sit me down, to allow me time to listen to him and to do what he wanted for me to do. And I feel like that was to just help serve other people.
Wow.
Because I don't really look at this. Yes, it's my business, but it's more as a ministry to me because I enjoy helping people.
Yes. And the hair, especially the Black woman hair, we take our hair so serious.
Right.
It's tied to our identity.
Right. It's like, I mean, I
It's
tell
a
people,
crown.
it's like, yeah, you know, and
Yeah.
once you get your hair, I mean, back together, and I
Baby.
tell people, even if it's at the beginning of your journey, if you don't have hair, don't let it define you. But you know,
Mhm.
at the end of the day, I mean, who don't want to, you know? So
Because and not too long ago we had a hair I ain't gonna call her a technician. I can't remember what she's called, but she did hair and she really studies the study of hair. And she made a point. She said the first thing people see is the hair,
right,
especially for African American women. I mean, we go, girl, your hair look good
right,
because we are constantly looking at the hair for whatever
exactly.
reason. And so when our hair is together, it just the clothes can look crazy, but when that hair is together,
Right. You just
they
have a different type of confidence when, you know, you're looking at me and you're like, bam.
then I see it growing and it hasn't been growing.
Yeah.
That is interesting. And I really love I really love how everything came together in time. The timing of the move in your life.
Right.
You because you started out by saying you hadn't been paying attention.
Right.
You
I was
missed
work
it.
right. I was working so much that I, you know, I was just I felt like at that time I was just working and sleeping, working and sleeping. You know, I'll be honest, it's times where, you know, I have a husband, I have kids, you know, I
Mhm.
felt like I was working so much that God had to make something very dramatic happen in my life to put me back on track to
Wow.
do the journey that He had for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you, and I know this is a little off topic, but how did you get past the, or did you experience any self-guilt in this realization period? And if so, how did you get past that so that you could go forward?
I did because I started feeling like that I was working so much that I, you know, wasn't I really just felt like how you a mom and you're not realizing your daughter's hair is like this. That's what really stuck with me for a minute. But once I got past that, I went to how can I help my daughter?
Yeah.
You know, how can God help me help her? You
Yeah.
know, and when I say He did it,
I
He
love
did
that
it.
prayer. And I love how particular you were about the prayer. And I really love because I love God because I, you know, He does this. I love how quickly He answered.
Right.
He did not delay. And then all of this stuff set up to start your journey.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And I tell people it happened when you learn that things happen on God's timing, your life will be a whole lot better.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I had to learn, you know. So God had to tell me, hey, this right here assignment is up. It's time for you to do something different, you know.
And was it hard for you to let that first assignment go?
Well, I mean, I was forced to let it go, but I just look at it because God knew what, you know, regardless, you know, I wasn't going to leave on my own.
I
So-
literally was just having a conversation with somebody and we were talking about how sometimes God has to completely shut the door all the
He'll shut
way
it down.
because we
To
won't
get you,
leave.
yeah, no matter what happened, you know, stuff could be happening and you be like, oh, you go home complaining every day. But when He says enough is
It's
enough, enough is enough.
Wow.
And like I said, I just feel like that specific situation happened because nothing came out of it, you know, the whole thing, you know, but it just opened up doors of me to open up my own business.
And so let's talk about the business. Let's jump on into the business. So when you had this vision and you had the dream and you started mixing and you started doing this, did you have any idea when your daughter said, "Mom, we can get this to other people"? Did you have any idea that you would be here today?
No, I tell everybody, no, I don't because yeah, no, I don't because I've literally shipped to every state and shipping international now, you know, so
Wow.
I'm just like little old me. At times I can't believe it. You know, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Yeah.
How did you and I know this I'm probably jumping into some questions that our audience may have, but I do want to talk about it. Because often we find ourselves, as you just said, little old me, we don't see and understand our value and our potential and what it is that we can do.
Right.
How did you ever experience imposter syndrome? And if you did, how did you get past that?
I mean, I I just really, once I really just accepted the fact that this was the mission, the vision that God had for me, it made things so much easier for me to do this, to walk on this journey.
Uh-huh.
Because, like you said, so much stuff will come your way. So much came my way throughout this whole situation, of me, you know, just different stuff came my way.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew when stuff continued to come my way that it was gonna be big.
And when you say stuff was coming your way, you mean challenges were
Different challenges,
you
yes.
were
Yes.
and I
So
want to get into a little bit of the challenges that, the beginning part of your journey, because I know that it hasn't been smooth sailing and easy. And I do want to talk about that. But I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead and
when
finish that.
I was gonna say, when I started seeing the different challenges to come my way, that made me realize that, hey, regardless of what come your way, you still just know that God is in the midst of it. And if he bring you to it, he'll bring you through it. Just keep
Yeah.
your faith. Because like I said, I had some big challenges,
Mm.
throughout this whole, I've been in business for 2 years.
Okay.
Within
So
the,
this started 2 years ago,
right.
and you're on the shelves shipping internationally now. And I know you're about to open up your store.
Yeah, in a warehouse.
It just,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
In 2 years,
In 2 years.
all because of obedience.
Yeah. But like I said, those challenges came hard. But in the mix of them, I would just know that this was my mindset. God, I know that it's something bigger, and I know that the devil is trying to distract me.
Mhm.
But as long as I just stay,
Stay focused.
yeah, stay focused. Yeah, because like I said, in the mix of it, my daughter lost her mind, I lost my grandson. I lost my mom. It's just so much stuff that has happened within the last 2 years that, some people probably would have gave up.
Yeah.
And I won't lie, it's many of days that, I was like, enough is enough, but I just kept praying and God would give me more strength, and I'm here.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. God
Yeah.
is so good.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to have no shouting on the
I tell
set,
everybody, you don't know what I've been through, but I know God
Yeah,
is good,
He is. So
So
how do you encourage yourself on a daily basis to just keep going? What type of things, like what's the conversation that you have with yourself on a daily basis?
I get up every morning and I play my Christian music. I pray throughout the day. I'm still human.
Mhm.
I may get a little off track, but I always pray. My goal is to always treat people the way I want to be treated. So they kind of keep me grounded.
Mhm.
But like I said, that's pretty much how I try to talk to God often.
Mhm.
To try, and then not only talk to Him, I try to listen to His voice. Whether it's through people or just different ways or His word.
As you've been expanding and growing,
Mhm.
your vision, how has your vision from when you started to your vision now, how has it grown? Like, can you see how has it grown?
Well, when I first started, honestly, I never thought I would be right here. I never thought that I would have that I would be actually opening up my own storefront, my own warehouse. I never thought about it. But as days or as months went by, I always knew that it was going to be
It
big.
was gonna be
Yeah,
big.
I could just feel it, and
Even when you couldn't see it.
right, even when I couldn't see it. Yeah. even when I couldn't see it, I just always knew that it was gonna be big. It's like I dream, I sleep, I go to sleep thinking about it. I wake up in the middle of the night thinking about it.
You go to the bathroom,
right.
it go in the shower with you.
It's always on my mind. I'm like, what can I do to grow, or what can I do to not just grow, just to help people. I love helping people, you know, and just a lot of the ladies that I get like response back, thank you. I've used everything and nothing has worked, people that has had alopecia, and
It's growing their hair back.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. This one lady said she haven't had hair in over 25 years.
Wow.
And she said someone told her to try it. And she was like, girl, what is it? Don't change the formula. Yeah, I mean, it's just when I just think about how many people is actually, helping, and it all started with my daughter,
And I really love that you are not limiting yourself. You're thinking big, you're seeing big, and you're moving because God is a big God, and He gives us big visions. I mean, the small things we can do by ourselves. He ain't got to worry about that. But He's gonna test me to do the impossible,
right?
And release me to do the impossible in your life. And I love that. I love that you're stepping into it as opposed to fighting against it.
Right.
So you named it, your product, your line, your business is called Lucy Lou's Miracle Drops. Lucy Lou is not actually your daughter. That's named after somebody else.
Yeah, it's actually, I named my brand after my grandmother who raised me. Her name was Lucy Louise. She was different type of woman. When I think about her, I see myself, because was always helping somebody, feed somebody, she never met a stranger. That's me, It's just so much she done for others. She never really looked into herself. She always looked out for others, So that's kind of how I grew up. And she died in 2019. And it kind of took us all by surprise. So, and it was really hard. It was really, really, really hard with me trying to deal with her death. And so I felt like this, by me naming my brand after her, that her legacy will live on forever.
Yes. I mean, because every time, right here, we looking at your grandmother.
Yeah.
And every time she's going into different homes.
Right.
She's traveling the world.
Right.
It's just, I love it.
Yeah.
How have you, because let's switch to the let's fully switch all the way into the business mindset. Because you talked about one of the things about your grandmother, her being a person that was always looking out for others and not so much herself. And then you said you were just like her. How do you manage your self-care while doing this business?
I can say I'm definitely getting a lot better with it. But keep in mind, the last few months, my mom passed away 6 months ago. So the last 6 months has been up and down for me, just trying to get me to really accept the fact that my mom, is not here anymore. So trying to deal with my personal life, being a wife, also being a mom, having a business, it's hard. It's really hard, but prayer, prayer. When I get to the point to where I'm just super exhausted, I pray, or I'll just remove myself, and just kind of wind down, but I'm trying to get better with that. That's my struggle now, trying to separate
yourself from the business.
Right, exactly. Because I'm always thinking about the business. I'm always,
as we were talking behind the scenes, we were talking about how nobody's going to care about your baby like you care about your baby.
Right. And this business, along with my kids, this is one of my babies, and I'm trying to get this baby here completely, onto a different level. So I'm like trying to juggle it all, but
It-
it's
you,
coming.
yeah, it is. Let me ask you this. How did you go from Tanisha the mom in your mindset? How did you go from Tanisha the mom to Tanisha the CEO? How did your mind make that adjustment? And what did your life, your habits, your daily spending, the way that you handled business, how did that switch? I'm not just a mom, but now I'm a CEO of a large business that is growing. So everything has to, I got to think CEO. How did you make that switch?
I'm still juggling with that a little bit too, but I can definitely say that just really just trying to keep the mindset of, okay, you are a mom, then also like you say, you are a CEO. So just trying to basically just I'm juggling, it's right now, it's like a constant juggle. Yeah.
Do you think it's because it's so new?
Yeah, because like I said, I've only been in it with, the last 2 years, but overall, I mean, I get a lot of other business owners that come to me with questions and, and I tell them all the time, whatever you're doing, just don't think that if it don't work that you fail.
Mm,
Whatever you're doing, just try to failure is a part of life.
yeah.
But it don't mean that it just means that didn't work.
Mhm.
Try something else, and
Mhm.
that may work.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm still kind of juggling the switch, the hat.
What have you had to change about your life to make room for Lucy Lou?
I- that kind of changed, like literally, not like overnight, but keep in mind the business is more like a family owned business.
Okay.
We're doing it together, so it's like my
I'm
husband.
loving this more
Yeah,
and more.
yeah. So it's not only me, my husband, my girls, we all help out with the business. But now that it's really growing, my goal is to I have a passion for teens. So once we open the
Mm.
warehouse, the goal is I plan on hiring teens to
Mm.
give them like a summer job, to
Mm.
keep them off the streets, keep them busy, most of all, to help them be able to buy school clothes or, you know,
I
the
love
right
that.
way instead of,
Giving back.
yeah.
Going back
Mhm.
into the community.
Yeah.
West Dallas. You was talking about West Dallas
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah. West Dallas, born and raised. Yeah.
If you don't mind, we're not finished talking, but if you don't mind, I want to open it up and give our audience an opportunity to ask you some questions here in a little bit. Is that okay with you?
It's totally fine.
Okay, good. But before we do that, and I want to tell you, if you have any questions for Tanisha, please feel free to drop your questions into the chats. We are monitoring all of our chats, our Facebook, YouTube, here on our Zoom, wherever on Twitch. Feel free to drop any questions or comments that you have into the chat, and you can join the conversation. Now, so right now, where can people find Lucy Lou's products?
Well, like I said before, we do have our products in some beauty supply stores in the Dallas area. We also have it in Ann's Food Store. Um, but most of all, you can also always go to Lucy Lou's Miracle Drops .shop or .com. Either
Okay.
one of those.
Let me ask you this. This is what I'm curious about. How did it feel? Tell me about when you made your first sale and you got your first dollar for your first how did that feel?
I mean, it felt good, just to know that people are out here really trusting your brand enough to buy it.
Mm.
Yeah. And once you said that, it's just amazing. I'm gonna tell you a little story. So you said my first order, but
Okay.
I'll tell you about the first time we made like 1K in one day. So I don't know what happened. I think a Facebook post or something went viral,
Mhm.
and I was, I have my Shopify account logged to my phone. So it just kept going off, kept going off. I'm like, what's going on? I was showing my husband, look, telling my daughters, look. I mean, I was just like in a state of shock. And then we was like 1K in a day. It was just, and yeah, it was, I was like, wow, it just, yeah,
And it's like this actually worked. This may be
yeah,
something.
yeah. That's how I think we were all just like, I think we even went out for dinner or something to celebrate. But yeah, it was just like, I couldn't believe it. Yeah,
Wow. I absolutely love it. I
yeah,
do. I love it. And I love your story and I love your humility. I do. I love your humility. I love your spirit because I mean, I've met a lot of people who have had your type of growth and your type of success, and it tends to change them and not in a positive way. And I know that this journey has changed you significantly. You've experienced so many challenges that has stretched you, made you grow and see life in a different way.
right.
But your humility is just amazing.
Well, thank you. Like I say, I live by trying to treat people the way I want to be treated. That's my, I tell people, just if you learn to treat people the way you want to be treated, life will go so much better.
Yeah, it will.
Because you don't want nobody treating you bad or, you know, talking to you crazy or, you don't want that. So if you learn to treat people the way you want to be treated, life just, and trust God.
Yeah.
Yeah, learn to trust Him.
What has been the hardest thing for you to learn on this entrepreneur journey you've been on?
I would say patience.
Patient.
One thing I never pray for again is I won't pray for patience, but I can definitely tell you patience. Patience, yeah, once you learn patience, because I've always been the type, like, if I want something, I want it now.
Mhm.
I I figure out a way to go get it, but I'm learning on this journey, yeah, patience. Yeah. And I encourage any entrepreneur that's starting off, learn view patience, and as long as God is involved, you can't go wrong.
How did you like what are some of the things that you did to help give yourself patience? Because I'm assuming, are you talking about patience with yourself, patience with
All
others,
around.
just patience,
Right, all
period?
around. And especially, when you're dealing with a product that really you don't know how it's gonna the person, how long it's gonna take. Cause like some people see results as little as a week, literally.
Really?
Yeah, but some people, just depending on their situation,
Mhm.
it may take them longer.
Mhm.
So I tell people, just regardless of whether you see results in a week or whether it take you a month or two, just don't give up. Just keep,
Mhm.
keep trying.
How did you learn? What did you do to learn all the things that you didn't know, like patent and mixing and LLCs and running books and records and building websites and marketing? How did you learn? How did you figure out what you didn't know, and how did you learn what you didn't know?
I'm gonna tell you every step of the way, God
God.
put a different person in my life. When it came to getting my LLC, I have a friend who actually led me to another friend, was like, hey, reach out to her. She can help you get your LLC. She helped me. When it came to the website, I met somebody else. Hey, reach out to her. She can help you with your website. It's just
Mhm.
throughout the whole process, God just kept putting the right people in my life to help me throughout the whole journey.
And every step of the way, you said yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
And this is what happens when you say yes
Yeah.
and you flow with it.
Yeah.
I love it. I
Yeah.
do. I love it. Let's take some audience questions.
Okay.
All right. Okay, well, we kind of just talked about this. How do you balance your personal life with the demands of running a business?
Like I said, I'm still working with that. I have told myself, I actually, a couple of weeks ago, I said, you know what, Tanisha, you need to like literally have a schedule.
Mm.
So whether it's 8 to 5, you doing Lucy Lou's, after that, it's family, because honestly, I will sit and do Lucy Lou's 24 hours. because I'm so used to getting up early in the morning. I get up 4 or 5 o'clock,
Well, I do too.
so
Especially when there's something to be said about your passion,
Right.
right? And you get so lost in the passion of
Right.
what you're doing that you have to tell yourself, stop. And there's other parts of life you need to be part
exactly. And
of.
that's why they say when you find something that you really, really enjoy doing, it's not like a job. Because I don't look at this as a job. I just look at it as literally it's doing something that I love and enjoy doing.
I love that.
Yeah.
I do. I love that. What are some hard choices you had to make to get where you are?
Well, hard choices. I really had to learn that some hard choices. I've had to learn that on this journey, it's some people that I started off with
Mm-hmm.
that you can't take along with you, even though I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
It's just some people you can't take along with you. And I tell people, it's a season for everything.
Yes.
Yep, it's a season for everything. And just because this season is over, it's okay.
It really
Yeah,
is.
it's okay. So that's really just trying the heart that I have. I want everybody to be good.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I've learned that you can't take everybody along with you.
I will admit, and I'll pick you on that, because as an entrepreneur, that's one of the most challenging things. It's a difficult thing to accept and understand that everybody can't go with you on this level.
Right.
And it doesn't mean that y'all can't continue to have whatever y'all have. Just where I'm going, everybody isn't for this season of my life.
Right.
And so it's hard figuring that out and having those conversations and letting people go their way while you go your way.
Right.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
What was the toughest moment in your business journey, and how did you go past it and move forward?
I will definitely say the toughest moment that I've had was losing my mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because she was my number one supporter. When I say she was going to tell everybody about Lucy Lou. I mean, it was, she would just she'll say oh, I need about 8 bottles, and I'm like, well, for what? Oh, for this person. Come to find out she was buying them to give to other people so they could try it.
Oh,
yeah. Like I said, that was the toughest, so far that I had to actually accept and learn to. But like I said, I learned God don't make no mistakes.
He does.
It was a bigger vision.
Yeah.
And not only that,
Are you going to create a particular oil in her memory?
No, but I am in the process of opening up a nonprofit organization. Okay. And it's going to be called Miss Cat's Helping Hands and Empowerment Center.
Oh, wow.
So that'll be up under the roof as well as Lucy Lou's. And that, like I said, we'll just be encouraging teens how important it is to, find a good group of friends.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be teaching them how to dress when they're on job interviews,
Mm-hmm.
when they're going on job interviews. We'll have some financial literacy stuff, just a lot of stuff that is missing. I feel like that's missing in the schools that'll really help them on their journey once they become an adult.
I love that.
So
I love that. I love that.
So that's, like I said, yeah.
You got to keep moving.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I have learned, because as you talked about, challenges are going to come. Life does not stop,
right.
Even though you're in, you have your situations. Life doesn't stop. You're
right.
in business. Life doesn't stop, and people want their orders, and you have to keep running. So you have to keep moving and finding out ways to keep moving. And God always tells me, Shantae, take your pain with you. It'll drop off on the way. But don't stop moving.
You got to keep moving. And that's what I've learned. You have to keep moving. As long as you keep moving. And once you really realize that, I mean, honestly, once you really just realize that everything happened on God's timing, He don't make no mistakes. It makes life a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
Even though when death comes, it's hard,
Mhm.
but you gotta keep moving because you can't allow yourself to just sit there and feel sorry for yourself or get into a depression.
Yeah.
That's just what the devil wants you to do. But
Mhm.
once you really just learn that death is an
It's a part
appointment
of- It's a part
that's
of
an
life.
appointment we all gotta make.
It's a part of life.
But yeah.
How did you push through your biggest business doubts?
Well, as far as the only doubt that I really had was at the beginning
Mm-hmm.
of when, I didn't know how, for one, jumping out without having no type of business experience or just jumping out on faith, not knowing, when I started, I didn't know nothing about business. When I say nothing at all,
Really?
nothing. Everything that I have learned on this journey is because God has sent somebody to help me with this or help me with that because I didn't know nothing about it. Nothing at all. So that was the biggest doubt of like, oh, how you gonna do this? Or what? I mean, it didn't make sense to me at first. How you gonna be a business owner? You don't know nothing. But yeah, just getting over, just realizing that, hey, I feel like God is not gonna bring you to it if He's not gonna bring you through it. So yeah,
What of your mindset, girl?
yeah.
I love your mindset. It reminds me of me. Yes. How did you handle fast growth and scale your business?
Well, as far as fast growth, it was at a time where I could handle the business by myself.
Because you haven't went back to full-time
No.
working at all.
No. And I haven't worked, it's been a minute, as far as like on a 9 to 5.
Mhm.
But like I said, it was a time where I could actually handle it myself. But as the product, more people, started buying the product, I realized, oh, I can't do this by myself. So that's when my husband, started jumping in and helping out. And then my girls, started jumping in and helping out. But it's really I'm just amazed how much it has grown, not just within the last 2 years, within the last 6 months.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you handle so you have your husband working with you and your daughter's working with you. How do you keep that CEO hat on when you want to put that wife and mother hat on when y'all in the lab?
I had to actually, one day I was so angry because when you're doing both, you're like, okay, y'all, we got to get it. These orders are coming in. We got to get it together. They wasn't realizing it. So guess what I did? I went right on up to Office Depot, got me a schedule. I wrote their names down, the hours that they was gonna work, and the days.
And did everybody respond to
They
it?
just look like, oh, she's serious. Yeah. So I guess at that point they realized, yeah, this is for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I'm like, I have to try to juggle, you want to be lenient, but at
Mhm.
the end of the day, this is a business.
Business.
We got to get these people orders out. If they order and we're not shipping in their orders out in a, timely manner, then they'll be saying, hey, you're a scammer. I'm not getting my orders, so I didn't want to deal with that. My goal is I try to process our orders within 3 days, if not sooner. So, but yeah, that was the biggest struggle, trying to get them to realize, hey, we got to get these orders out. Or not only that, for them to realize that it was serious.
Yeah.
Right.
And so now do you have those do you think that did it? Do you still have those struggles
We
with
still,
your employees?
yeah, we still have a little bit, but they working though.
Are you to exercise some of the patience that you've been learning in that area?
Yeah. Yeah. Because I have one, which is my husband. He always want to know, where's HR? I'm like, yeah. So him and my baby girl, they'll kind of team up and, we need to find out where's HR. I'm like, okay.
I love it though. I do. I absolutely, I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. This is giving me life.
Yeah.
It is. It's giving me life. Okay. Did you ever feel that you wanted to give up? If so, what were the steps you took to keep going forward with the plan you had set?
I can really say I never, on the journey since I started, I never felt like I wanted to give up. And that's
Mm.
just because I guess the vision that I had for myself, and I feel like the vision God had for me. So
Mm.
even on my worst days, even with, everything that has happened in my life, I never felt like I wanted to give up.
That's
Yeah.
good. And I like what you said because and it's something that's sometimes so hard to do is align our vision with God's vision. Sometimes we want to do what we want to do,
Right.
and God is trying to get us to do what He wants us to do.
Right.
And so it's a big struggle. And you're wondering, because I used to do this. I'm like, God, I don't understand why you not why this ain't working. And He'd be like, because that ain't what I want you to do.
Right.
And it takes some time to come into agreement
Right.
and start following his vision for your life and align those. But when you do, this is what you have.
Right. And it makes life a lot better.
A whole lot easier.
Yeah.
It literally flows.
It
I am a
does.
living witness. It flows.
Yeah. And it flow. Gotta do some stuff that'll make you be like, wow. Like,
Did you really?
wow. Really? Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
What are the most common mistakes that you think new business owners make? Well, let's just talk about you. What are some of the common mistakes that you made as a new business owner? What was
trying to rush,
Mm.
and not networking,
Ah.
yeah. I'm learning that on this journey, networking will take you to different
we-
levels. Yeah, it'll definitely take you to different levels. And just because if one bad situation or
Mhm.
one person, don't think everybody's like that.
Mhm.
Move to the next one,
Mhm.
but don't give up.
So how do you network?
I network with all. I'm a people's person, so
Mhm.
I mean, I just
You just meet folks.
meet people. If not, other people send people to me.
Yeah.
It's just yeah. I'm just a people's person. I really barely ever meet a stranger. It could be somebody on the streets, a homeless person. I'm just like, yeah, I don't meet a stranger.
And we were introduced through Coco Bella.
Right.
That's that networking.
Right.
And it's always I never discount when God connects me with people.
Right.
Because you can feel the connection, and I never discount it. So believe me, I know what you mean. We don't ever meet don't ever meet a stranger. How do you differentiate your business from others in the market? They asking you some good
I know,
questions
but
tonight.
it's a lot of people in my market.
Mhm.
It's a lot of people out there that sell hair growth oil,
Mhm.
and I tell people, regardless of, I can sell hair growth oil, you can sell hair growth oil, but I feel like it should never be a competition.
Mhm.
I live by it's enough money out there for us all. That's just and I tell people. I get a lot of people that say, "Well, oh, I've used this hair growth oil, this hair growth oil. Nothing's worked. You sure this gonna work?" And I tell them, I can't promise you it's gonna work, but what I do ask for you to do is, just because they didn't work for you, don't mean that mine won't. Yeah. So, and I get a lot of people like, "Wow, I'm just happy I tried it. It really, really worked."
There go that humility again.
Yeah, it really. And I trust my product like over 100%. I tell people, if it don't work,
Oh.
I tell them, hey, if my product don't work for you, I'm one of the very few that'll give you your money back.
Mm.
So that's how much I trust mine.
I,
Yeah.
you my type of business owner.
Yeah. So
Well, okay, because that's the same thing. What do you believe sets your product or service apart from your competitors? I'm telling you, they got you good
I
tonight.
mean, just basically what I just said. Everybody's selling hair growth oil, but I tell people,
There's something special about your grandma
Yeah,
in that oil.
she all in that
She
oil.
all up in that oil.
She definitely
You
got
can explain it, but Lucy got her
right,
hand up in that
right.
oil.
Because people, I don't really. I mean, I'm at the point in life. A lot of people say, "What's all in your oil?" And I say a lot of love.
Oh,
Yeah, nothing but love, a lot of love. Nothing's gonna hurt you. It's just a lot of love because a lot of people pretty much ask you what's in your oil so they can go mimic it.
yeah.
So I don't release all of my ingredients, but
like that.
I tell them it's a lot of love. That's what's
You
in it.
Tasha paints with love. You mix with
I
love.
mix love, a lot of it.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. How do you acquire new customers and retain existing ones?
Repeat it for me.
How do you acquire new customers and retain existing ones?
Mm. Right. How do I explain them?
How you get new customers?
All of my customers pretty much come from social media.
Oh,
I
okay.
get a lot of in word of mouth.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where most of my customers come from is word of mouth. It amazed me. A couple of weeks ago, I had this one lady. I looked. I don't know what I was doing. I was filling her order, and I looked, and she had ordered. That was her 18th order. 18, 1-8, and I was just like, these people really out here trusting Lucy Luz. Yeah, yeah, but
I love it.
I get most of my people from social media or word of mouth. That's pretty much how I get customers.
How did it feel when you walked into that store and saw your product on that shelf? What you made with your own hand? Girl, I would have been crying.
I have had those moments. I cry, especially when I have to go and take other people. Well, when I have to go and drop off orders and stuff like that. But yeah, when I walk down the aisles and I'll be like, wow, that's me.
I'm been there taking all sorts of
I
pictures.
do. I be taking videos. I'm like, wow, I can't believe little old me got this products out there like that. Yeah.
I love it. Has there been a time in your business that you, hold on, has there been a time in your business that you have decided to decline a potential business venture? If so, why? Girl, they getting you good on tonight.
As far as I really don't decline any. Um, the way my schedule is, honestly, I can't say I don't decline. I'll take that back. It's not that I decline, it's just the way my schedule is set up. Um, Pretty much that's only thing I really get I get invited to like a lot of pop-ups, like the little pop-up things like that. And I'll go here and there, but the way my time is actually set up,
say yes to
have
everything.
yeah. I'll go and just like maybe just go to just show my face. But yeah, the way my time is now, I don't have time to just
You can't,
yeah.
and that's one of the things that you learn being a business owner. And I was in one of the groups that I'm associated with, Bostonly. We talk about how you can't say yes to everything,
Right.
and you have to watch your yeses because your yeses have impacts and your no's have impact.
Right.
And when you say no, it gives somebody else an opportunity to get a yes.
Right.
And so that's about balancing our time and knowing which relationships, God-led relationships to go into.
Right.
I love all of that. Okay, we have time for one more question, and this is a good one. What are your plans for growth or expansion in the future?
Well, I can definitely say our grand opening, like I was saying, is going to be June 16th. So that'll be the storefront in the warehouse in Lancaster, Texas. Actually 111 East Pleasant Run.
Go on and plug it, baby.
Yeah.
Plug it.
So that's our new home. We will continue to have our all in stores. So the goal now is after we get into the warehouse, my goal is to venture out, into different cities and so on.
How did you realize that it was time to go into a storefront?
When my house started looking like a warehouse. Yeah, when my house started looking like a warehouse, I boxes stacked up, everything stacked up, all,
Everywhere.
yeah, I'm just like, we got to do something different. So that's when I realized, and it's amazing. I had actually looked into a location with the same the landlords, 6, 7 months ago, and all of a sudden, I was just like, oh, I don't think I'm ready. But then I just called out of the blue, and I was like, do you have anything available? And he was like, sure, we have this building available. And I was like, where is it? And I always wanted something that kind of stood off to itself.
Mhm.
And yeah,
In that timing,
yeah,
in
right,
God's timing.
right.
I love it. Tanisha, thank you so much. Believe it or not, our time is up.
Oh,
Thank you so much for coming and talking with my audience on tonight and sharing your amazing journey. I mean, I'm just amazed. And again, I'm just so in love with your spirit. And I wish you nothing but just continued success because I know God's just going to take you even further.
well, thank you again for having me, and
Thank you.
I really appreciate your time.
In order to walk in what God has for you, you have to detach yourself from the limits that other people place on you about what you can do and who you can become. But even more importantly, you have to detach yourself from the limits you place on yourself. You are a no limit person, and it's time you start living a no limit life on the next level. On the next episode of Next Level Conversations, we are discussing how to build your business, how to build your treasure chest of weapons to help you succeed. And joining me are two phenomenal women who have stepped past their fears, anxieties, and doubt and have fully embraced a world of possibilities. So join me as I sit down with social media expert Tanya Smith and fertility wellness coach Ashley Torrin. Y'all, my just tongue tied all the way. It's all right. And if you have missed any of the episodes of Next Level Conversations, you can watch all of our replays on our website or on our YouTube channel. And while you're there, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you are not already following us on social media, please take a moment and do so now and make sure that you like and share our page. As always, I want to thank you for joining me tonight. I love you. I am praying for you. And until next week, go be great.